Welcome to Meeple Village. Today we're going to be playing The Witcher Path of Destiny. And yes, this is a new game that I just got in on my Kickstarter. I backed it a long time ago. It arrived. I did an unboxing, so if you want to see all of the components that come in, not just the core box, but the expansions and the extra stuff that I got on the Kickstarter, you can check that video out. But right now, let's go to the table and play The Witcher. Alright, I have the game ready to go. We are going to be doing a solo playthrough today because in this game you can play solo, so even though it probably isn't exactly the same as a two-player game, it will give you, they do implement it for solo play, and you know that I usually play alone, so I will try and explain the differences as they come up. If I remember, I will try to remember to let you know what the differences are if you're playing with multiple players, if you're playing with at least another player. So in any case, let's take a look at what the tokens and all of this stuff is all about, and then we can get started. So, of course, we've got the mat, which is going to help us keep everything together. Starting all the way on the top, we have our victory point tracker. We start at 0, and our minis for them, for our characters, are not exactly the same as the character mini, so it's not like you have another Yennefer over there or another Geralt over there marking the points. So, and again, you can take a look in the unboxing and check all that out. But for this game, I'm going to be using actually a character that does not come in the core box. This, I guess, I got on the Kickstarter, and it's Geralt on Roach. So I thought that was pretty cool that he's on a horse. And then this is going to be his point tracker. So you notice it's got a base that denotes his color. Of course, Roach is too big, and the other bases, the bases that came in the board game, the core box, did not fit this mini. So, but you know, he is great anyways, so I think it should be easy to remember. Then our other character, I'm going to be Geralt, and then the Autonoma is going to be Yennefer, and this is her mini, and she's got the purple base on her, and then this is going to be her victory point tracker. So, without the bases, it might be, if you're not really familiar with The Witcher, it might be a little hard to remember which one is my point tracker again. But because of the bases, the game actually makes it pretty simple to know, okay, I made a point or two, or however many you made, and that's my point tracker because we have the same color bases. So luckily these two, they did fit, but you can see how Yennefer's base is a lot smaller than Geralt on Roach. And important to notice that, I don't know why they did that, but the two of us do not fit on the 0, so I have to leave one to the side. And so that might happen if we both have 3 points. We might have to figure out, because I can't put one on top of the other. So don't know what they thought, but I guess they wanted to make them look cool, and they did. All right, so moving down, we have our tail cards, and if you see, it's kind of like a book that we're reading, and we're going through it. And the reason for that is that if you read the intro to the game, it's kind of like, so this is, I'll give you like a quick summary because of course I didn't memorize it, but you know how there's bards in the Witcher world, and they go around telling tales, well, like bards do, right, and singing songs about adventures. So what happened is that there's been bards that have kind of twisted the stories of the Witcher, and so now nobody knows what the reality is. And so your job is to go through the story and create your own story. So the game follows the stories from The Witcher. I'm not very familiar with everything, but you may probably, you could even, like, if you're familiar with The Witcher, you will know what the edge of the world is. But in any case, so the way you play it is the way that it happened, according to you, and the true story. But the bards have, you know, kind of misinterpreted some of the stuff. So that's why there's a book on the board, because, you know, we are telling stories. And with that said, the book is going to provide us with what happens next, and the stories might change. So depending on what happens in the game, we might get a different ending every time we play it, even though the story is the same. So pretty much kind of like in video games where you pick which path you take, or books, or even games. All right, moving up. Over here is our Destiny trackers, Destiny markers, I believe they're called. And you'll understand how those work in a minute. Moving down, we've got the deck of action cards, which we're going to use in a second to populate the board. And over here we have our characters, and they start in a specific initiative order that's in the rule book for every scenario. There's 3 scenarios that you can play in the game. So for this one, Yennefer is actually higher in the initiative tracker, so she'll get to place her mini first, and then Geralt is second, and it's kind of, let's put them like that so that the tail doesn't, okay. And then, so with more players, of course, you'll be having more people here in the initiative track. And then this is the board where we're going to be drafting cards, and there's going to be a pair of cards that you can draft, and you'll see how that happens in a minute. And then for a 2-player game, you only have 4 pairs of cards. If you were playing with more players, you would have up to 5 cards. Now there's a bonus to the player that drafts these cards. They get an experience. So of course, if you draft cards, when you go back to the initiative track, kind of like, let's say like they were like this, you kind of just keep the order and come back. So you're going to be later in the turn to draft cards next time. And well, if you know drafting, you know you want to be first to pick, right? All right, so that's it with the board. Then we've got our tokens. We've got these tokens, which just have a negative sign because these are used when you lose a symbol on one of your cards. You block it, you block that symbol using one of these tokens. So it's actually one of the tokens you're going to use the most in the game because everybody's going to use them. Then we have the symbol for magic, and in this game we are trying to collect symbols. That's really what we're doing. It's not a set collection per se, but there's going to be active symbols and non-active symbols, and you want to collect active symbols in order to get victory points and experience. So this is the magic one. This one is diplomacy. This one is combat. It's a sword. And then the last symbol in the game is exploration, and there's a map. All right, and last but not least, our characters. So this is Yennefer the Autonoma. I'll show you her in a minute. And then this is Geralt, our character, and I'm going to show him to you a little closer so we can go over his abilities and what all these things on top of his board are. Okay, so that's obviously his picture and his name. And then up on top we have the experience track, and we're going to be gaining experience throughout the game. And when we do, if I can even like put it in the right spot. Oh my goodness, I really can't. There we go. I'm not even going to try to move it. Well, actually, I need to move back to 0. But we're going to be gaining experience. And when we hit these markers here, that's when we unlock abilities. So we start with one ability that we can use once per game. All of these abilities can be used just once per game. And when we use it, what we do is we flip the little marker to the blank side to indicate that we use the ability. We cannot use it again during the game. And of course, these will go on as soon as we pass those marks. And then if we ever go all the way to 20, what happens is we put this one away, which I shouldn't because I'm having a hard time putting it in the places where they go. And then you take the gold marker. And what happens is that from now on, since you've already unlocked all your abilities at that point, you start making earning points. So if you passed, you are here or passed it, at the end of the game you will make 2 victory points, etc. And if you ever come all the way here, then you don't get any more points. You've earned enough, the game says. So that's that. And the other thing that Geralt has on his board is his side quest. Yeah, side quest. And for him, it's gain victory points depending on the number of green cards in your hand. So, and here it said collection. So if you have 3 green cards in your hand, you get a point, a measly point. But if you have 4, you get 3, and if you have 5, you get 5 points. And it's interesting to note that his starting hand has no green cards, though he has 2 blues, 2 reds, and a yellow. So if you want those extra points for your side quest, you're going to have to draft green cards. Now, everybody starts with their own deck of cards, and you can tell which ones they are because they'll have your picture. So this is Geralt and Roach cards, and they have symbols, which again, I'm telling you, we are trying to get symbols out there. So this one has 2 symbols. It has the magic and the exploration. This one has the exploration, the combat, the magic, the combat, and the exploration. And you'll notice that this one is blank, but some cards have abilities. For example, this card says that if you've played, let's see, can we do that? I don't think we can do that because we don't have any diplomacy. But if let's pretend for a second, so you understand, that we have played this card previously, and then we play this card, and this symbol is actually diplomacy, not combat. So if you cover that symbol with one of the negative or minus markers that I showed you before, if you cover that symbol or discard a token if you have one, a diplomacy symbol, then you get this reward. So this is the condition that you have to meet, and this is the, actually I could have shown you this one because we have that one. Well, let's see. Do we have that one somewhere? Yeah, we do, right here. Something like that. Okay, perfect. So in order to get this bonus, this consequence, we need to cover one of these symbols on one of our previous cards. And then we get this one, which is 3 XP. And the symbols are all explained somewhere. I kind of know them by now, most of them, but we might have to go refer back to some of them. But these I know. Okay, perfect, because this one is you gain one of each of these tokens. If you cover diplomacy, you get one of the other 3 tokens. All right, and that's Geralt. And you'll notice that Yennefer's card or player board is a little bit different because this is only for the solo variant of the game. And let's see, she has 2 innate symbols that she's going to get at the beginning of each chapter. We're going to play through 3 chapters. Each chapter has 3 turns each. I believe that's how it goes. But the book will let us know. And then she's got her gold, this is not in the right place, but her gold thing, so she can earn victory points as well. And then she's got her basic, experience tracker. But all this is doing is counting until she gets to 8, because then she starts earning points. And also, if we get to 8, then this marker goes here, because at the beginning of the game, Yennefer only has this ability available, but as soon as she is up to 8 points, she'll unlock this other ability. And for the Autonoma, kind of different than from the players, these abilities are not like a once per game thing. These abilities are used whenever they trigger. So for example, Yennefer gains 1, and this is active from the beginning of the game, so she can do this from the beginning of the game. Yennefer gains 1 experience for each blue card drafted. So she likes drafting blue cards. And then, of course, fairy play will come into play later in the game. And the last thing that I will show you is this really cool token, which there is a cardboard one there, but this one, which you'll understand later what these symbols mean, is going to be flipped to indicate one of the 2 sides. But I thought it was cool that they included a metal one for us. And there was one more thing that I forgot to set up when I was setting up the game. What I have them here is these, arrows that you'll understand once we start playing, but one is dark, the other one is light. And I was reminded because of the token, because the token also has a dark arrow on one side and the light arrow on the other. And I'll explain how that works. But I think we're ready to go. All we have to do is shuffle these, which I shuffled before we started, but just in case. Place cards here. Got some blue, we got some, no greens. Come on, I like green cards. Where are the green cards? No green cards. No green cards and no green cards. Okay, so Geralt is not getting any green cards this turn. Okay, so we did that. And then before we start drafting cards, because we're playing with the Autonoma, she gets some symbols at the beginning of the turn before we even start drafting. This only happens because we're playing in a solo game. If not, then everybody will play cards. But you notice that Yennefer doesn't have any cards that she starts with. So we look at her player board, and she's got a magic symbol and a diplomacy symbol. So she's going to get those tokens. So magic and diplomacy. And then we are going to flip the symbol, the token, to see she's going to get 1 more, because you get the same amount as the chapter we're in. And right now we're on chapter 1. If we were in chapter 2, she would get 2. That is still here. It was a white one. So, is it a white one? Yeah, it is. Okay. So the white one is this one, so she gets a sword symbol. Okay. So there she goes. And now we can start drafting. So we go to the initiative track, and we see that she's first. Now the way she does it, and again, if she was another player, she would pick wherever she wants, but the way she does it is she wants to get the pair of cards that have the most active symbols. So she wants to get either swords and diplomacy. So, and also she wants to try and be first. She wants to be as high as she possibly can. So we look here, no active symbol, no active symbol, 2 swords, that's a pretty good one. And then here, 1 sword. So the 2 swords is the winner. So she comes here and she claims the 2 swords. Now, she doesn't care about the abilities down here. She just cares about the symbols. So she's not going to trigger anything the way I'm going to trigger stuff when I get to go. All right. And then it's my turn finally, so I get to pick. And of course, she left me with not much. But there is a sword here. I think that's the only active symbol available. There are no green cards. So yeah, why not? Because when I do, I'm also going to get an experience. So that's my first experience. And I don't play the cards the way she did. She played them right away. I actually put them into my hand. There's really not a deck in this game. You just have them in your hand. I started with my basic ones, but now I have 2 more to pick from, and I have to choose 2 cards to play to my tableau. All right, so I've chosen the cards I want to play, and these cards will trigger. The cards you played this turn will trigger. So we start with the leftmost one, but this one doesn't have anything that will trigger. I'm just playing it for the symbol and actually the color, because this one, which has a sword symbol, which is also active, has a special ability that will trigger now. And it says if you have only 1 blue card, you get 2 experience points. And I know that because the back of the rule book has all of the icons explained, and that one's here. Have exactly 1 card of a specific color, example green, in your timeline. Since this is my first turn, I only have these 2 cards in my timeline, so it's easy to complete this requirement. So I'm getting 2 active symbols plus, and I'm balancing it out, plus I'm getting 2 experience. And just so you know, these symbols that she's got, they act exactly as if they were on cards. It's pretty much you kind of just, kind of like if it was here. It's the same thing. It's just tokens, instead of being on the card itself. So I'm going to get 2 XP. Okay, I'm up to 3. And then but before we play cards, the guys have to come back. We stayed in the same initiative order. And then we had 1 turn, so now we are going to try and figure out which is the dominating symbol out of these 2. And we're going to do that 3 times, and then we're going to have the end of the chapter phase. So we count, and if I was playing with more players, I would count my symbols and figure out which symbol is winning for me, which right now would be a tie, but in the solo play, she gets to decide which symbol wins. So it's the one she's got the most of. She just kind of like is almighty like that. So we go look at her, and she definitely has swords as the winner. She's got 3 swords as opposed to only 1 diplomacy. So that means that for this turn, the swords win. And we take this 1 destiny and we say, oh, our destiny is to fight the monsters. That's what we're going to do. Because remember, this is a story-based game. So the story goes that we started fighting the monsters. Now, we're going to do it 3 times, so that might change. So, but we're done with the first turn. The cards stay out because, like you saw, I needed 1 card in my tableau. So there might be another card that asks for 2 blue cards or whatever. Oh, and something else. This is a multicolored card, so it counts as whatever you want. So for me, I counted it as a blue card so it counts as whatever card you wanted to count as. So I counted it as a blue to fulfill that requirement. And it actually counts as being a green as well. All right, so we are going to do a little bit of cleanup. It's not much really. What you do is you discard the topmost cards. And I don't know, there's no room. Let's make room for a discard pile. Yeah, okay. Right there. And then you push everything up and you refill. So here's some more cards. 2 down here. And the last 2 down here. And we do it again. This is going to be our 2nd time. And of course, she is still first, so we're going to see which card she'd like to draft. So looking over here, no active symbols on this one. A sword here, so this one is winning. A sword here, so they're tied. And a sword here, so they're tied. Now remember, she wants to be as high as possible. Oops, don't take Geralt with you. So she's going to come here and she's going to draft these 2. And she puts them in her tableau, which we're running out of room already. There we go. I guess since all we care about is the symbols, we can save a little bit of space by doing it like this. Okay, I think that should be fine. I'm not going to do that to mine because of the triggers. Well, it doesn't really matter, actually. It could. Okay, so now it's my turn. And are there any green cards? No green cards. How am I going to collect green cards when there are no green cards to be had? All right, so my choices for active symbols are down here, so I might as well get an XP because I do want to use my ability. By the way, I didn't show you my ability, so I will now. But before I do, let me pick. Yeah, I think we're gonna go down here, and we're gonna draft this 2 and get another XP. So I'm up to 4. And these go into my hand. Let me show you my ability. So for Geralt and Roach, I noticed that all of his abilities have to do with randomness. So it says our first ability that's already active is Step. Before playing cards on Step 2, which I already played cards, but I can do it next turn, and I hope so. I hope I remember. Reveal a random card from your hand, and then according to the color you reveal, you get a reward. And if it's a double colored card like the one we played before, you get to pick what color it is for the purposes of getting a reward. So I noticed she's going big into swords, and I want to keep up with it. So I'm going to play cards that actually have nothing to trigger. They're just going to give me sword symbols. I really didn't have a lot of good triggers in my hand if I was to show you. This one has nothing. This one says what it means is lose 1, 2, or 3 inactive symbols to gain a magic, but we don't need magic, so why would I do that? This one has nothing. This one says if you have 1, 2, or 3 blue cards, get the same amount of diplomacy. I only have 1 blue card at the moment, so I'm hoping to maybe draft some more next turn so that this can actually help me get some diplomacy, which is an active symbol right now. And then the last one is lose a diplomacy, and I don't want to lose diplomacy to get one of each of the other symbols. I want to lose diplomacy because diplomacy is an active symbol. And actually, I don't think I have any diplomacy right now. I do have one, but I don't want to lose it. Because remember, whatever symbol wins, you get, at the end of the chapter, you get victory points for it. But whatever symbol out of these 2 loses will give you experience, and I do want to gain experience. So I don't want to lose my diplomacy. Okay, so easy because there was nothing that triggered, so we did it, and that was the second time we did it. So we go to the third time. By the way, I forgot to move. I always forget to move this, guys. I don't think it matters because it's not like we can draft again until the next turn, but the game does say after you draft cards, bring them back immediately. So, all right, so we get rid of these 2. Nobody wanted them, and then these ones go up high, and we put some more out. There we go. And the initiative is still the same, so she's going to go first again. So let's see which pair she wants now, and it'll be the last pair before we go to the end of the chapter. By the way, before I move on, if this wasn't enough for you, because it makes my head burn with all the nuisance, like not nuisance, but like the little details that you can't miss, like I need to collect the green cards, and yes, and that. There's also something else that you can do, which I'm not doing, but you can, where you get a card that has different colors, different banners, and if you make the same, ladder, it's like if you put the in the same sequence, the banners in the same sequence in your tableau, you get some rewards for it. But I was like, this is enough for now. I am playing the easiest of all the games, and I'm doing it without that, which the game actually suggests. I think it's effort cards or something like that. The game suggests for your first game, don't play with that. Because it really does just add another layer that you have to think about when you're making these decisions. And if you're playing solo and you're already trying to figure out what she's doing all by yourself, it can be a little bit too much for me. I also haven't played the game that many times. I guess once I'm more familiar with the game and I've played it like 10 times, then adding the effort cards might be something that I do. But I wanted to let you guys know that that's something available. Okay, so she is first in the initiative track, so she's going to figure out which cards you like. This one has 1 active symbol, 0, 1, and 1. So of course she wants to go all the way up and grab these 2. The swords are definitely winning. Oh, we forgot to do the winning thing last turn. So before I draft, which now we know which one she's going for, at the end of the second turn, she decides which is the dominating. Dominating, is that what it's called? Yeah, the dominating symbol for the second turn of the, or second, I guess, part of the chapter. And again, it's swords. She's got 1, 2, 3, 4 swords as opposed to 1 diplomacy. So most probably we're going to fight the monsters. All right, now we can draft and now we can go back and do that. And she'll take the cards and she'll put them here, and it's swords again, guys. Okay, so now I know that. That's information that I have very clear that swords are going to win. So as many swords as I get, that's how much experience I'm going to get. And I already know that she's going to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 experience points, as opposed to my 3 that I have right now. Can I add 2 more? Probably, maybe, I don't know, we'll see. So I see green cards, and I like green cards, but they have no symbol that I want. Same here, but actually there's a sword here, so I can get this just to have the green card in my hand, because I noticed that I played a green card. I shouldn't have done that. All right, so yes, we'll go here. We'll take this too, and before I forget, everybody goes back. I did it, I remembered. All right, and now I have to figure out what cards I want to play. And I've made my choice, and it's another easy choice because there are no triggers. And I'm using a multicolored card, which I don't like doing because those give you more options, but it was the best I could find. So let's put them on the tableau. At least I'm happy to say I matched her swords. And that is the end of the turn, and no triggers, so we can move on. So she's the one deciding which is the dominant one, and it's still swords, so this last one is going to also go to swords, which we've got a clear winner now. We know we're going to go to page 6, but before we do that, we do end of the chapter things. So first we know that this is the winner, so what we do is we count how many swords each player has, and that's how many victory points they're going to get. So she has 1 from here, 2, 3, 4, 5, so she has 5 victory points, and I have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so I have 5 victory points. And then we go to the diplomacy and see how many we've got. So she's got 2, so she gets 2 XP. Oh my! Oops, I moved. Okay, I didn't notice that. That's unfortunate. I think I only have 1. I only have 1, so I gain 1 XP. Didn't make it to my marker yet. Oh, and I forgot to do the thing. Oh no. Okay, I can. It's once per turn, so I can do it next turn. Oh my gosh, I hope I remember. Okay, and then once we've done that, we give I think they're called path tokens, and the way we do that, she doesn't get any, but I would get some if I had the majority on either one of these, but I don't. I have 5 to her 5, and I have 1 to her 2, so nobody gets path tokens, which is horrible because you do get bonuses for having path tokens, so I didn't plan this very well. Okay, and then we need to do, well, we need to remove all the tokens, so we get rid of all these. So I'm going to turn the page in a second. I guess we'll do this later when it's her turn. She gets rid of all her tokens. Let's put them in the right spots. Okay, I didn't have any tokens, so that's it. And then after that, so after the first chapter, what we do is one of these cards, she doesn't do this. She gets rid of all her cards, I believe. I have to double check that. But I have to pick a card to keep for my next turn. I think because she gets these tokens, she gets an advantage every chapter. But I have to choose one of these cards to keep for my next turn. Now I know, because it tells me here, that next turn, the symbols that are going to be active are the magic and the exploration. I got exploration here, I got magic here, so probably one of these 2 cards will be one to keep, and honestly, I don't know what she's going to go for. So do I want magic or do I want exploration? I don't know what I want. I honestly don't. So I think we'll just keep this one. Yeah, well, let me double check. Do I have anything that asks for red or yellow? I do not at the moment. Is there anything there that asks? Well, this one is going to go away. That one asks for green, and that one asks for red. So okay, so we'll do that. We'll keep the red one just in case I draft those, which I don't know that I will, but best decision I can make with the information that I'm given right now. So I kept 1. Let me go double check if she keeps a card. And I couldn't find it anywhere, so I'm going to say she doesn't. But before I get rid of her cards, I forgot her ability that she starts with, and it would have triggered a few times. So let's go ahead and do it now. Her Wisdom of the Lodge says Yennefer gains 1 experience for each blue card drafted. So, oh my gosh. She drafted 1, 2, 3, 4, so she gained 1, 2, 3, 4 experience. She's already up to 6 XP, so her other ability is going to trigger soon, and she'll start earning victory points. So since I don't know if she gets to keep the cards or not, I'm going to say that they're all discarded. I could be doing that wrong. If you know the answer to that question, leave me a comment, a nice comment below. Thank you. All right, so we're done. So we are going to continue reading. Now we know we're going to page 6, so we're just going to, page 6 is right here. So we're going to go read it. The monster turns out to be a Sylvan, half human, half goat. Indeed malicious, but by no means bloodthirsty. However, it is in a fighting mood and starts hurling iron balls at you. You manage to fend it off, but one of you decides to run after it through the field with particular determination. The Sylvan seems to know perfectly well which direction to run in. Does it have its hideout there? And then, of course, I didn't get any path tokens, but the player with the path token gains that, which nobody does. And then the person from your party who has tried the hardest to communicate with the Sylvan points out that the beast referred to itself in the plural form, thus revealing that it does not act alone. This area is called the edge of the world because there are no humans beyond it. There are elves living in the nearby mountains. They were driven away from here a few generations ago. Could the Sylvan be cooperating with them? And of course, we're not going to get that bonus either. You feel that it's too early to pay the Sylvan a visit. First, you decide to confirm your suspicions. And then moving on to the next page. So these are our choices. Magic. The gifts left on the stone look like offerings. You examine them carefully to understand what the villagers wanted to achieve here. And then for exploration, you look around the area in search of anything that could prove your suspicions that the Sylvan is not the only non-human visitor here. Okay, and then once we turn the page for that, we see that we are on to the next chapter, chapter 2, where we can examine the crops or look for traces. So magic or exploration. And then for chapter 3, our active symbols are going to be exploration and diplomacy. Or if this is a dominating one, then it'll be swords and combat and magic. So this one, it will vary depending on which path we take. So again, she gets her starting stuff. So a magic and a diplomacy. So she already magic is dominating, or at least she has more magic, and she's the one that picks who dominates. And then we're gonna flip the token. Let's see if I can keep it here. I did. Okay, it's the dark one, I think. It's hard to tell. Yeah, it is a dark one. So the dark one would be exploration. So she ties. Okay. So there we go. Which ones are the ones that count? Magic and, so we'll put it like this so I can see them better. Okay. And that's it. So now we're gonna start drafting. Now these go away. These come all the way to the top. And we add some more. A green card. Yay! I like green cards. Ah, another green card. Okay. And it's way low, so it might stick around if Yennefer doesn't snatch it. So let's check what she wants, because she's first again. So it's magic and exploration. We've got one here, nothing here, not active at least. One here, and two here, right? Yes, two here, the magic, and so that's the one she wants. She's going to come all the way down here, getting a point, an experience point? No! Okay, fine. And then these are her symbols. And then for us, I want to make sure I get a green card. And I will finally go first. That's amazing. Let's see. Don't want a bunch of diplomacy, but this one at least has the exploration. So I guess we'll go there. So we're going to come here, grab these two, green card acquired, and then we're going to come back to our spots. And then I have to pick a card, two cards to play. Already having magic, which she's got two of. So magic is kind of winning. She's got two magics. Oh, actually, she's tied, so it is tied. Okay. All right. So I've picked my two cards, and again, nothing to trigger, but I am playing this one because in a later turn, I can get rid of it because it's not an active symbol to get one of each. That will give me two active symbols, right? These two. So I kind of did that because of that. I'm also trying really hard to keep my green cards in my hands. Okay, so now we're going to see which is the dominating symbol for this part of the chapter, the first part of the chapter. And she gets to pick it, and it's a tie, isn't it? Yeah, it is a tie. So when it's a tie, you just don't place the number, the Roman numeral anywhere. Just keep it to the side. Maybe she'll pick a side next time. Okay, and that's it. Wait a minute, did she draft a blue card? She did. So she did make it to 8. So her new ability has started, and the other one goes into the 0. And now she's going to start making points. Great. And what is her new ability? Let's see. She has Fairy Play. After drafting and playing cards, Yennefer drafts and plays an additional card with any active symbol from a pair at the highest spots available. Choose in case of a tie and discard the other card. Oh my goodness. Okay. So I'm not sure if that triggers right away because she already drafted and played cards, or if we wait until next turn. I would think that because we're way past all that it will start next turn, but I could be wrong. And I probably am, because this is as soon as she drafts. She has experience. I don't know. But you know what? She's winning anyways. Well, actually, we're tied. But I'm not exactly sure where the timing is with all that. Alright, so, and now I lost what I was doing. I got all confused. Oh, we're moving on to the next chapter. This one was a tie, correct? Yes, I think so. Okay, so these two get discarded. This one goes up. These two there. These two. And these two. And for the first time, I am first. I'm putting them upside down, aren't I? No, never right. This one is upside down. Okay, got it. I did it. If I can't even figure out if the card is upside down, how am I playing this game, right? Anyways, so I get to go first, and let's check. She's tied. I am winning on, what am I winning on? Magic. So exploration, I only have 1 off. She might go for exploration. So is there any, oh, here's an exploration and it's green, but I don't want to play green cards. Here's an exploration, but then I'm going to go second next time. And I like going first. I want to go first. Here's an exploration with a magic. I like that. Okay, so I think we're going to go there even though there's no green cards to be found. Oh, and they have no triggers either. Well, here's a magic and an exploration with a trigger, so maybe that's better, and it's green, so you know what, sure. I hope I don't go last. So they go into my hand, and then Yennefer is going to try and snatch the one that has the most symbols, so let's see what that is. It is magic and exploration, so nothing here, so the one she wants is all the way down there, which gives her, you guessed it, another experience. And she drafts these, and then her ability triggers. There are no blue cards, so that's good. And her ability says after drafting and playing cards. Okay, so she's gonna play the cards right away. So there she goes. She played them. Yennefer drafts and plays an additional card with any active symbol from a pair at the highest spot available. So no active symbols here. This one has an active symbol, so it'll be this one, and then we discard the other one. So the game gets a little tougher, doesn't it? Okay. And everybody comes back. I'm still first. That's good news. And now I'm gonna play my cards. So let's see what I'm going to play. I think I chose my cards, but before I do that, I'm going to use my skill that I got here before playing cards. I haven't played my cards yet. Reveal a random card from your hand, and yeah, we're going to use that. So we're going to reveal a random card. I don't know if this is a good idea right now, but I keep forgetting to use them. And the random card is either green or red. So it says, for red, I can gain the symbol that's active that has the dark arrow, and for green, I can pick either one. So of course, I'm going to pick to use the green so I can choose which one I want. So let's take a look at the situation right now. She has magic 1, 2, 3, 4 magic, and I have 3 magic. And then for exploration, she's got 1, 2, 3, and I have 1 exploration. So I think I'm gonna take the exploration, although if I do the magic, maybe I can beat her at something. Also, I picked my cards. What are my cards gonna give me? Let me double, triple check. And luckily, both of them were this ones. They're gonna give me 1 of each. So with that in mind, I will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 magic to her 1, 2, 3, 4 magic. So you know what? No, I'll take a magic because I want to beat her at something so I can get those path tokens. So, and of course, I'm not saying that's the best strategy, but it is a strategy. And then these are the cards I'm going to play. I'm going to play this one first, and it's going to have an ability. Oh, I should have shown you up close. Hold on. Well, I can't because I have to do it here. So hopefully you can see what I'm doing. I think so. So it's going to give me an active symbol, which I love. And then if I get rid of a diplomacy, which I will, cover it up. I have a diplomacy right here. I get 1 of each symbol. So I get an exploration, I get a magic, and I get a sword that I don't need right now, but we'll keep it. Because there might be another card that asks me to discard a sword or cover a sword symbol, and I can just discard that. Okay, and these are the ones that are active, so yay, okay. That was my first card, and for my second card, I'm going to play one that gives me an active symbol, so good job. And then I can cover, and now let me show you what this one is on the book. It's right here. Have 1, 2, or 3 non-active symbols in your timeline. So I don't even have to lose them, I just have to have them. So another good reason to keep the sword. I have 1 here, 2 here, and I think that's all I got. 1 here, let me see, it's exploration. That one, so 1 here, 2 here, that's active, that's active, that's active, that's active, active. Yes, I have 2. So I gain 2 XP, which is going to gain me my next ability, which is Trot. It's the same thing. Before playing cards, reveal a card. But now I know that they've helped me, so maybe I'll do it again. Maybe for the last chapter. I don't know if I'm going to get as much XP as I really would want to. But that's it. Those are my cards, and I've triggered them. So now we're gonna check who, which symbol wins for this chapter. Did we not do that last time? Oh yeah, it was a tie, and we left it to the side. Okay. Oh my goodness, I had a panic attack there for a minute. Okay, so she decides. She's got 1, 2, 3, 4 magic, and 1, 2, 3. So magic is the winner. So for this chapter, it is magic time. Okay, and then we're gonna do it one more time, last time, and then we'll go to the end of the chapter. So these 2 cards get discarded. We get fresh new cards on the deck. So here's 2, and I'm still first. That's good. Okay, and 2 more. And especially because now she's got that ability that she steals yet another card. So I want to be able to pick before she snatches all the active symbols. Alright, I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 magic. And she has 1, 2, 3, 4 magic. So I'm winning on magic. How's my exploration? 1, 2, 3, as opposed to, we're tied on exploration. So, here's another cover your stuff and get XP. But it has no active symbol, unfortunately. But it does have a green card, which I love. As opposed to this one, you lose up to 3 swords. I can lose 1, 2. I have 2 swords to lose right now. Also give me exploration, which I kind of like, and I'll be first. So yeah, okay, fine. We'll take those 2. And now Yennefer is going to do whatever Yennefer wants to do. Let's see. She counts. This one has 1. Only this one is active. This one has 1. And this one has none. So she'll go to the top one, which is this one. And she'll play them. And once she plays them, she also grabs another one. And I think the only one left, well, the topmost is the magic. So she really likes that magic. And then we come back to our spots. And I get to play 2 cards. Okay, so I've got the cards I want to play. Let's play, I guess, this one first. So this one says I can cover or get rid of up to 3 swords to get exploration. But I gotta be careful because I also want to play this one that I have to cover. Oh, this is, well, yeah, these are lose non-active symbols, and the swords are non-active. So I want to know and get magic, but she's winning on magic. 1, 2, 3, 4. I got only 4, 5. I got 6 magic. She's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're tied. Okay, so let's get at least some XP. So I'm going to get rid of this sword token. That's 1. And I can get rid of another sword token. How many inactive symbols would that leave me with? Not many, I don't think. That would leave me with, yeah, well, 1 here. So do I want magic more than I want? How are we doing on exploration? 1, 2, 3, 4 to my 1, 2, 3. We would tie. And I'm already winning on magic, or we're tied? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, we're tied too. So okay, so I'll just lose 1 sword to get another one of the exploration, which is not this one, Annabelle. It's this one. Honestly, this game, wow. You think it's simple, and it is. You're just kind of matching it. But I guess I'm more used to like rolling dice and killing monsters kind of deal. Okay, and then here, it's a sword, which I don't want, but I can cover non-active symbols to gain magic. So let's do that. I'm going to cover this non-active symbol, so that's 1. And all of these are active, but here's another, that's 2, so I gain 2 magic symbols. Okay. Oh, and this one should have been discarded because of her ability. We did it. Now we have to figure out which is the dominating, and I think it's magic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, as opposed to 1, 2, 3, 4. So yes, magic wins. We like the left side, don't we? But this time around, it is the end of the chapter. So first, before we move on, we're going to figure out how many experience points we get and all that. So she gets, magic is the dominating one, so she gets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I feel like I count the symbols so many times in this game, like overdoing it. So she's up to 11. And I have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8? Okay, so I made a little bit more points than her. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. And I moved them the wrong way, so but we were in the same spot. So there we go. Okay. And then we get XP for our other symbol, the one that didn't win. So she gets 1, 2, 3, 4 XP, 1, 2, 3, 4 XP, which already earns her 2 victory points at the end of the game. And I made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow, that's good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've unlocked another one of these, which I forgot to use again. I guess we're using them all in the 3rd chapter, aren't we? Okay, and then we do cleanup. We remove tokens. So put these back. By the way, before I get rid of the cards, I won on XP, right, on the magic, so I get the white path token. So I'm happy to hear that, because that way you will know what to do when you get path tokens. I didn't win on the other one. I got 3 and she had 4, right? Yeah, so I didn't win the other path token. You can actually win both, but I didn't. And then we remove, now we can remove my tokens. Okay, remove her tokens as well. And this one. And then for this next chapter coming up, which is our last chapter, we have to keep 2 cards, not just 1, but 2 cards. Now, we already know that for the next chapter, the active symbols are going to be exploration and diplomacy. So I might want to keep exploration and diplomacy around. So can I do that? I got exploration here, I got diplomacy, exploration. I want to keep probably the one that has unactive symbols in case more cards ask me for non-active symbols. Let's see, I also like having blue cards to get diplomacy, so I'm going to keep a blue card. So that leaves me with this one. That's going to be one of them. And the other card that I'll keep is going to be, should I go heavy on exploration? Do I have any diplomacy? I do. But it's blue, so you know what? Wait, that's not it. Where's the diplomacy? No, it's magic. Yeah. Magic can be good, right? Because no, it's not magic. Oh my goodness, Annabelle. It's diplomacy. Diplomacy or exploration. Exploration. Okay, so wait a second. I know I don't want this one because it's a sword. I know I don't want this one. Exploration. Diplomacy. I don't need magic next time. So it's gonna be one of these three. No blues. So do I want to keep a magic around or a magic around? Do I want to let's diversify. So let's keep one of each because I don't know what she's gonna pick. Let's go like that. And again, I don't know if I'm doing the best strategy here, but I'm doing a strategy. Call it that. All right, and then because this one was the winner, we go to page 8. I think is the next one, if I'm not mistaken. No, we don't go to page 8. We go to page 14. Okay, so that means we're past that page. Okay, so we just flip like we're reading a book until we get to page 14, which is this one. Let's go ahead and read. So if you were following the story, we kind of went for exploring the hut where we were at a little bit to see what the offering was about. A careful examination of the latest offering confirms your belief that the villagers tried to perform a ritual to get rid of the Sylvan. One of you, having made sure it is safe, tastes the honey-coated grains and has an epiphany. These crops and agricultural produce are indeed the leftovers from an offering. These gifts were supposed to humor the uninvited guest, which proves that people do not want to bring about bloodshed. And then, is that the one we got? That is the one we got. This one right here. So the player with the white, marker, arrow marker, token reveals cards from the main deck until they find a card with either exploration or diplomacy. They put the card anywhere in their timeline, ignoring its effect. Discard the other revealed cards. Okay, main deck. Nothing here. There's diplomacy, and we put it anywhere we want in our timeline, but we're going to ignore its effects, so I don't think it matters where we put it. Well, maybe it does. Oh, it would matter if we were playing with that thing that you have to create a sequence. It would help. We could put it in so that the sequence matches the sequence that we have to create, but we're not doing that. Searching the area, you come across some very distinctive traces. One of you notices some grains next to the trace. Could it be that the Sylvan is feeding and hiding the elves? Maybe. And then we don't get this one, so we keep going. It's right here. A little wiser than yesterday, you decide to follow the beast, hoping to reach its hideout. Suddenly, from a distance, you spot 2 elves and decide to observe them for a while. Since they are armed, instead of rushing at them blindly, you take some time to discuss your next steps. And our next steps are going to be exploration. You study the maps and delve into the depth of your memory to find the place where the Sylvan and the elves could go for the benefit of the residents of Lower Posada and your own. Or for diplomacy, you also try to think of other arguments which could convince the Sylvan and the elves to leave this place. And here's our last chapter put together. We could either study the maps or get ready to talk. Those are going to be our active symbols. And of course, there are no more upcoming chapters, so nothing down here. And then our epilogue is going to be either page 30 or 32 where we find out what happens to the story. And once we get the bonus, we can get rid of this token. I don't think that we get one at the end of this one because why would we, right? I'm not sure actually. So we'll get it and see what happens. Okay, so we're ready for the last chapter. These get discarded. We're going to add new cards. Hopefully, since it's the last chapter, I'll remember to use my abilities. Let's go. I get to go first. Before that, we have to... Oh, last time she was supposed to get 2 tokens. I forgot. Oh, okay. Well, I'll remember this time. I'm sorry, I cheated. So she gets a magic and diplomacy. And then we flip this, and she gets... the amount of token equals to the number of the chapters. So last chapter she should have gotten 2 tokens, and I only gave her 1. But this time she gets 3, and she gets 3 of the, what is this one? The dark one? Pretty sure that's the dark one. Yep. Okay, so she gets 3 diplomas. So diplomacy is certainly winning. And this one is inactive, so I don't think she has any use for it, but okay. Alright, so diplomacy's winning. She's got 4, I have 2. and I have one exploration, she has none. So if I'm just looking at active symbols, this one is the most convenient one because it has, you know, both of them have symbols. And if not, I know she's going to take this one. But it has no green cards. I wish I could take these green cards, but it'll only give me one active symbol and then 2 magics. But it'll give me a bunch of green cards. But do I want her snatching that and adding 2 symbols? I don't think so. This one has no active symbols, and this one only has 1, the diplomacy. So I think I can't let her take that, so I'm just going to go, sorry, green cards, maybe next time. And then, well, this is before playing cards. We're still drafting, so I'll let her do her thing. I just don't want to forget my ability. She's going to look around, and she's going to say, this one has 1, this one has 0, and this one has 1. So, oh no, she's going to be first. So she takes these, and then she plays them. And after she plays them, she's going to grab another one, which I think the only one available is this one. So she'll take that one. No blue cards, luckily. And then this one gets discarded. So she doesn't get any more experience. All right, and then we're going to... She's done, right? Yeah, yes. And so I'm going to play cards. But before I play cards, I'm going to randomly reveal a card and get a reward for it. And I get a yellow or a green. I didn't really pick which one of these 2 I'm doing, if Trot or Canter, but I guess we'll do Trot, because that's really what I was thinking of doing, so I haven't really read them yet. Yellow or green. So the green says draw 1 card from the main deck, and then the yellow says draw 4 cards, keep 1 of them, discard the others. Well, definitely we're going to go for the yellow, gives me a little bit of choices. Alright, so I'm drawing 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I get to keep 1. Alright, this is what I got. I see a green card. I see 1, 2 active symbols. No, it's diplomacy. I keep forgetting what they are because they keep switching on us. Diplomacy and exploration, so 1 active symbol. This is a green card. How many green cards do I have in my hand? Because I only need 5. Let's count them up. I have 1, 2. I've been keeping them in my hand as much as I can. Like, I haven't even looked at them. 3. See how much I count in this game? 4. So that will give me my last one. So sure, we'll take this one. We won't even play it, which really, you know, keeps my choices of what I'm going to play like limited if I don't want to play my green cards. So it kind of, we should have come back to our spots. She's going to be first next time. All right, I chose my cards. I'm going to play this one first. This is a blue card, and I have a blue ability here. I need to cover a magic. This gives me 1 of the active symbols, so I'm happy about that. And then if I cover a magic or I lose a magic token, I get 3 XP, which is kind of what I'm looking for. So I will cover a magic because I do have one, and we don't need it this turn. And I get 3 XP. 1, 2, 3 puts me up to 15, almost there. And then for my second card, it has no symbol, but if I have 1, 2, or 3 blue cards, I get 3 diplomacy tokens. Really like that. And I have 3 cards, 3 blue cards. I get 3 diplomacy. I don't think I'm winning. I think she still has more than me because she's got a bunch. She's got 4, 5, 6, but I'm at 5, so I'm almost there. And those were my 2 cards, so we did it. So now, like I said, she's got more diplomacy for sure than exploration. She has like no exploration, and I have 2. But XP at the end of the game, I mean, if I was already all the way over there, it would give me points, but I'm not sure. I think I want to go for points since I seem to be doing okay with that, but I'll try to do both, I mean, I guess. Anyways, so the first time around, diplomacy is the winner, and then we go to the second turn, so we reveal more cards. And if you ever run out of cards in this deck, you just shuffle the discard and create a new deck. Okay, well, I'm kind of glad that I took the green card because I don't see any green cards anywhere. Of course, down at the bottom. Who wants to draft down at the bottom? Well, maybe me, because she's going to go first anyways, and she'll take the top ones. So, she's going to go first. She wants exploration and diplomacy. Nothing here, nothing here. Exploration and diplomacy, so that's 2. So that's definitely the winner, so that's what she wants. Ouch. No blue cards, though. And then, now that she's first, she's going to take another one. Oh no, from the top one. Is there any exploration or diplomacy here? No. Any here? No. So she's actually going to snatch this one. Oh, actually, there's none. What happens if there's none? I will have to go check. I actually have no idea where to go check because it's not in the rulebook. That's just her ability, and that's not explained anywhere in the rulebook. I'm going to say that if she can't get another one, she just leave them all. I don't know. Help. So I definitely don't want her going first, but there's nothing good out there. There's no exploration and there's no diplomacy anywhere to be found. That, if I had red cards, if I had 2 red cards, which I do, so that's pretty good. And this one, that wouldn't work because I would need only 1 blue card to get 2 diplomacy. But that would give me 2 diplomacy with my 2 cards if I play it first. And I will go first next time. And I already have all my green cards that I need. And this will not give me any good icons. So yes, we're going to snatch these 2. And I want to play this one. I know that, but let me pick another card to play. Okay, so we're going to play this one first. And since I only have 2 red cards, I get 2 diplomacy. So that's good. And then my second one gives me another diplomacy and no trigger. Okay, we are done. We're supposed to come back. Did she draft any blue cards? No, she did not. Okay, good. Yes, very good. So she says diplomacy is still winning. Now she's got 1 exploration, but diplomacy, oh no, she's got 2 exploration. No, wait, that's diplomacy. 1 exploration, yeah. So exploration is winner for chapter 2. And we do it one last time. Yeah. Hopefully I remember. Oh, I forgot to switch over my token to activate. Okay, so now we get rid of these 2. We put this back on top. We replenish, and we might run out of cards. Definitely running low on cards. There's a green card. There's another green card. Yes, we did. Okay, so we just shuffled this one. And we never drew blind. Well, I honestly, if I don't have to draw blind, I don't want to, right? So I'd rather know what I'm getting into my hand, but I guess we could. Okay, so I'm first. Yay. Good. That's great news. Let's see. Diplomacy and exploration. Diplomacy and nothing. But that's the one she's going to get. But if she doesn't have any symbols here that are the active symbols, she'll draw blind. What if she draws like really, really good? So maybe leave her that. What else can I get? I honestly don't like anything that I see, so I think I'm going to draw blind and just may the force be with us. When we get a green card, that's a good thing. And this one, that if we have 3 green cards, we haven't played any green cards, but they both have diplomacy icons, so I like that. And she would have gotten that if I would have taken the spot that she's going to go to. So I actually went here, and then she's going to grab this one because it has at least 1 symbol. So she'll play that. And she did draft a blue card. Oh no, I didn't notice that. So she gets to the 3 point. So she's earning 3 extra points, which would make her win. And she drafts another card, but there are none, so I guess that she doesn't, but I could be wrong. She could just draw one from the top. I'm not exactly sure. But that's it for this one. I get to play cards. Okay, and I've chosen the cards I want to play. I'm going to play, I know I'm playing a green card, but I counted and I have 5 in my hand still, so I'm good. It's got no symbols, but if I have 1, 2, 3, or 3 red cards, I will get 1, 2, or 3 exploration tokens. And I have 1, 2, 3 red cards, so I get 3 exploration tokens, which is going to give me XP. Oh, by the way, before I play cards, how am I going to remember these 2 are the ones I want to play? I hope I remember, because I need to pick a random card and use my last ability. Yes, let's do that. And then I'm going to play this one. Let me remember these cards. Hopefully I do. Okay, so let's reveal a random one. It's terrible to craft the strategy and then have to randomize your cards. It's green, so let's go see what the green does. And let me find the cards I wanted to play real quick. So we're using Cantor and we got green. It says draw 1 card from the main deck. Okay, so that might change what I'm going to play. I guess it makes sense that we drew a green since we have been holding on to green cards in our deck. This one has no active symbol and no trigger, so I'm not going to play that. So I'll still play the same two cards that I was going to play. That made it easy. So again, I'm playing a green card. I still have 5 in my hand. And I have 3, so I get 3 of these tokens that are going to grant me XP, which, am I going to make it out of here? I don't know if that's worth doing, but I don't know. I don't really know. And then I'm going to play this one, and it's going to give me another one of these symbols, but this doesn't get triggered because I need to have, I believe, 3 or more. Let's double check. It's over here, have 3 or more cards of a specific color. Yep, but I can still get the diplomacy symbol, which, apparently is winning. And let's check if it's winning, because this is the time to do that. She's got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 diplomacy. Oh my lord. And how much exploration? 1 exploration? Yeah, that's all I see, 1 exploration. So definitely, we're going for diplomacy, guys. And then, because it's the end of the chapter, well, these guys should have gone here, but we're not going to do this again, so it's fine. Because it's the end of the chapter, we get our victory points and our experience points for the last time. So, she's got, how many did I say? Here I go counting again. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So she gets 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait, that's mine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 13. Okay, 11 plus 8, 19. Okay. So she's at 19 points, and I get diplomacy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Of course, she does get that extra XP here, and then she gets XP for her 1 exploration, so that doesn't get her anything, thank God. And I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I made it to 20. I think when I make it to 20 is when I put this here and I bring this here. I get 1 point. Hey, that's more than nothing. But I also get this, which I'm not going to be able to use. Sorry, I didn't get to gallop. Okay, and then I won on both, so I would get both of these. But I don't know if it matters at this point. But we'll find out. We do a little bit of cleanup. And we are going to read our epilogue on 32. So just fast forward the book a bit. It's 30. That's 34. I went too much. Okay, right there. So let's go read. It looks like we do get stuff for the path tokens, so I'm glad I did that. All right. Once you've weighed all the pros and cons, you decide to enter the Sylvan's hideout. Startled, the elves reach for their weapons, and the Sylvan takes to its hooves and hides behind a nearby rock. You try to reason with the elves, explaining that there is no need for a conflict between them and the local villagers. However, the elves have only one response to that. Although it may be ancient history for humans, they won't forget it so easily. Oh, stop it. Personally, I remember very little from yesterday, let alone from whole centuries ago. The Sylvan bleeds from behind the rock. The person from your company who took the lead in the conversation recognizes the elf's perspective. What for humans is ancient history, for long-lived creatures happened just the day before yesterday. The elves appreciate this understanding. They relax and put down their weapons. As the conversation continues, they agree to leave. They realize that if they die in battle, they will no longer be able to further their own interests. The player with that arrow to the right token gains 2 victory points. That's us. I'll take the 2 victory points. Thank you very much. One of you reaches for the map to find a safe way back, leading through the peaks towering above you. It is free from human eyes and offers hope for a way out of this place without the necessity to shed blood. And the player with the other marker, which I also have, gains 1 victory point. I will take that. I'm up to 25. Each player gains victory points earned on their experience track. Let's do that. So she made 3 because her marker is right here past the 3 one. So she doesn't add all this up. She just gets the highest amount. So 1, 2, 3. She's trying to catch up. And we actually made one because we made it to this spot. So we're at 26, running away from her. And could this spot be any smaller? Each player gains victory points for their side quest. Oh yes, thank you for the reminder. So let's check out my side quest and the cards that are still in my hand. Just to remind you, it said gain victory points depending on the number of green cards in your hand. So I believe I have 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I do. So I get 5 more points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I made it around the board. You leave the Valley of Flowers feeling uneasy. The Sylvan and the elves were not at fault, but obstinacy and envy of the latter towards humans effectively denies the possibility of reaching an agreement. As you ride along, you glance at the peaks towering over the valley with mixed feelings. The end. Okay, we reached the end of our story, and Geralt and Roach were the clear winners here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like by 9 points. And I'm still counting, because this game is all about counting. Counting, counting, counting. Count the symbols a billion times. Well, there you have it, guys. I counted and I counted and I counted, and I kept on counting, because it's like, I just counted them, but let me just make sure that I counted them, and I still remember how many. But it's an easy game. It's not, I mean, okay, no game is easy, right? So there is strategy to it, and you have to kind of think ahead. And if I was playing with more players and I could be more involved with my own character, I would probably make a better strategy, look ahead a little bit more. Whereas when you're trying to control the autonomous, I think that complicates things a little bit. There's also like a lot to pay attention to, especially if you're adding the effort cards. I think that's what they're called. But overall, it's, you know, it's colors, it's symbols. It's easy for non-gamers to kind of adapt to, right? To enjoy, because it's not like you have to read a bunch of stuff. There is a little bit of reading, but not super, not a lot. And I think that the story-driven part, if you have people especially that enjoy The Witcher and the lore, will enjoy that part as well. Join us on social media if you haven't done so already. We post pictures, we post videos, we post stuff on Instagram. That's where we're at, so follow us there. I think the link or how you find us is up there. And watch the next one. We are continuing on. I'm going to start playing heavier games now that I think that the system is working. Leave me comments about how this is all flowing. I think for the most part, this time I nailed it. I think there was one time that I wish I would have changed the camera and I didn't, but for the most part, I think it's good. I'm gonna go check now. I'm gonna go edit. But I see you guys on the next video. Until then, may you play more games.